Hey guys, Stealth here and welcome back to Transport Fever 2. Today we're going to be playing around with some industry. And I mean industry that I can buy. This is going to be a bit of a weird one because with the ability to buy industry I can place it wherever I like. You might think this is a great way to start putting stuff next together. Yes, it is. But if I do that, I run into a problem. Because Transport Fever works in such a way that the farther you transport something, the more it becomes valuable. Transport something fast over a long distance and it becomes ridiculously profitable. So I'm going to do just that. I'm going to start over here with Los Angeles oil well and transport the oil to here, to the oil refinery. Once there, I'm going to ship it with aircraft all over the map. Because I found a refinery here, Lafayette. It is pretty much on the farthest southern position on the map. If I don't like it there, I could even build my own here. Because this is a nice open stretch of terrain. Then I want to fly the finished fuel from there, all the way, and the game is starting to stutter already, to the areas over here. The Palm Bay Airport. Because Palm Bay needs fuel, San Francisco needs fuel, and Mobile also needs fuel. So plenty of opportunities for fuel. Let's start with this line over here. This is where shipping is going to do fantastically well. And we can buy all sorts of ridiculous ships. So let's start with a cargo harbor, a large one at that, because I'm going to need a big tanker to get in here and pull the stuff out. I just need to ensure that there is a road connection before I do that. Because without that, the whole thing is going to fail. It won't work. There. What if I buy a small one? Yeah, I'm going to buy a small one. I want to edit this one manually. Remove the dock. Yes. Make it a large cargo dock. Which extends like that. Because I'm concerned about navigable waters, it might not be ideal. So the Los Angeles port is now operational. And we're going to ship it to here, which is also a bit difficult. The terrain is a bit beachy, if you will. But regardless... Yeah, I need to make that road a little longer. There we go. Yep, it catches. Okay, good. Remove the dock. And then put a large dock in its place. Over here, very straightforward line. We're going to make a new line, are we? Yes, we are. But I had it set to... There we go. There's another line 1. What the hell? There it is. Alright, you. Start there. If you will. Wait. They don't see it as a valid station, do they? Let me try that again. Oh. Hold on. Did I build a civilian port? No, this is a main cargo building. That's weird. The game doesn't consider it a valid port. Alright, fine. I am swimming in money. I have 100 million in the bank. So we'll just have to set up a large terminal. Let's make it 2. There. Now for some reason it does sync up as a standard dock. Oh well. Add stations, start here and move there. And we're gonna set up the shipyard somewhere in the middle. There. Now let's see what sort of fancy ships we can buy. Container Schiff Rostock. This thing can transport 1,252. That is huge. It's only going to set me back 20 million. Oh, it's still... It's still a bit more expensive than the rest of the ships. Hold on, how much can you produce tops? 600. Yes. Okay, a new idea is starting to form. If I can make this a large, like a huge container ship. Let's do that. The container ship Rostock. You're gonna go on line 1. Please don't crash the game. Oh yeah, you are pretty big. Pretty big, indeed. You are bigger than the dock. And I am very curious to see how exactly you're going to park at the Los Angeles port. That's going to be challenging. Look at the size of that monster. In case you're wondering, yes, this vehicle has been incorporated by virtue of a mod. Because without that, you would not have something as ridiculously large as this ship. And it does not know how to turn. 1252. Unfortunately, there's no demand over here. Oh. Oh, it's not connected. Come on. Thank you. That's unfortunate, because now this one is still going to take a little bit of time to wake up. What are you doing? That one's connected. This one's connected, but this does not have any requirement. Nobody is asking for oil, which is fine. I will fix that. I used the knuckle van line last, so this is going to be Carl's mega oil. Right, start with an airport. Actually, I might even have to build a second fuel refinery. Spin it round. Just so long as it's connected. Come on, work with me here. Really? There. Click. Okay. From here, we're going to ship it from the Durham airport all the way south. For no particular reason other than it makes me a ton of money. And that is the oil refinery. So the aircraft are going to land here. And here is, well, nowhere. Even the the landing lights are off the map. Let's not take this too seriously, shall we? I'm going to extend this road so that I have a bit more terrain to build. What I want over here is a fuel refinery, ideally at a high tier. But 30 million is a bit rich. Let's go with the tier 2. And this way it should automatically start getting upgraded, at least eventually. We're going to put that right over there. And then build a little road. And that ought to do it. There we go. We now have a fuel refinery, which is going to decrease as there is currently nothing being delivered or demanded. This is a 1-to-1 ratio, which is good. That is a 2-to-1 ratio all the way over there in the north, which is why I set it up as a shipping lane. Now, damn it, I need to stop having that filter on. Here, line 1. Thank you. We're going to add stations to line 1. Hello, there you are. All the way here in the north. Start at the airport at Durham. We're going to go all the way down here. Is this cheaty? A little bit. Is this game for fun? I would say so. This is the Beerborn. Actually, I'm going to add a third one, the fuel bridge. Ideally, I would have a ton of aircraft flying around here. Here. Because I'm going to also add another one, which is going to be all the way up here in the... Actually, no, it's not. I want to have a ton of fuel waiting here, but I'm not quite going to ship it yet. And the beauty is that with the lines already in place here to deliver food, I already have everything in place. I just need to make sure that there are more vehicles on those lines. So the demand is already being generated. The demand in essence is already being fulfilled too by the vehicles. I just need to get a few aircraft. So let's head back over here. The guys here in the Los Angeles port still don't know that there is a demand. Please tell me that you can actually transport oil. Oh, you can't! Oh, you dummy. Not the game, just myself. This thing cannot transport oil. It's a container ship. Read the manual. 252, 300. Speed 28, 32. 350. Now we're getting somewhere. I'll take 2. Carson Mega Oil Line. And it immediately starts providing oil. Now my plan initially was to just ship it from the airport in the south all the way over there. That plan has now changed. Because with this thing being as potent as it can be, I can ship it all over the map. That's the new plan. Is it the most efficient way to ship fuel? No. It most definitely is not. But I do find it the most amusing way to do it. This can do 850, that's fine. Beerborn Fuel Bridge. Those things are going to make me a ton of money. Then, I want to have from the airline, or the airport over there, Fort Worth, all the way there. Yes, to here. And that is going to be the Nielsen Fuel Bridge, or Nielsen Fuel Airline. And I can spawn in an aircraft here. It's going to be another Tupolev. There. Right. Sorry about panning the camera so much. Here we are. 63 only. 95 only. These things are not even as full as they could be. So that's something that we'll need to get addressed. Because I'm not accepting ships which are less than optimal. I'll take a screenshot of that. There we go. Now, how can I up that demand? Well, this thing is already producing almost as much as it possibly can. So I might have to whip out the old wallet again and buy myself another fuel or oil well. Which is ridiculous, but why not? I can do it. Now then, the ship arrives. 3k? Or 300k? Yeah, just about. Which I think is already close to paying for the ship. Yeah, the ship runs me $500,000 a year. That's fine. There's 115 there. Between the two of them, they can transport 700. I'll probably need a bit more. Now, at this point, there is oil waiting here on the Beerborn Fuel Bridge. Which is actually not fuel. It's oil. Where are you at? Oh, you're waiting at Durham Airport. Okay. Durham Airport might eventually get a second runway, if it can fit. There's 47 waiting here. I'm probably gonna have to buy a second aircraft. And you made me... not insignificant. Currently waiting, 207. Oh, the dock isn't large enough. Yeah, that's potentially a problem. Is there any way that I can build a bigger dock? Because building a second dock next to it, like a second, what you call it? Yeah, like a large dock, does not mean you got more storage capability. It just means that you have 2 more docks, 2 more parking spots for your ships. There we go, 240. This is not nearly as fast as it needs to go. Alright, give me an oil well. And we're going to rotate that one. No, let's not put it in the water too much, shall we? It's colliding with something. I hope I can still catch that one. Yes. So now it's going to be digging into both oil wells. You're now transporting 77. You're almost at Dest. with 240. This is definitely going to yield me a lot more money. And the first flight of oil is underway. This thing is the first aircraft that's flying with oil over the map. The fuel line is definitely, or the fuel bridge is definitely not making me money yet. That's fine. There we go. That was what, 700? Yeah, 707,000. Which means that this refinery now has a ton of oil stored. It can turn that into fuel at a 2-to-1 ratio. Let's see, are you at your destination yet, sir? Oh no, the world is indeed flat. This is not good news. The flat earthers were right. It's just that the flat earthers are going to have to explain to me how possibly I could have put the landing lights on the edge of the map. Or actually over the edge of the map. I think that's something that they might not be able to explain away. Right, so this thing has been running negative. I really wonder how much money I can expect to see from this one aircraft. As it flies... Yeah, there it is, coming in for landing. Oh, this airport should have been moved up a little bit, because now I cannot build a second runway. So, place your bets. How much money can I expect out of this aircraft? 2 million? 3 million? 4 million? 5? 17 million for one flight of oil. That is it. 17 million. This thing runs for 4 million a year. This is ridiculous that you're able to do this. This one is still waiting for a full haul of fuel. In fact, let me tell it to wait for just that. This is the Fort Worth airport. Wait for any full load. Although, if I do that, I'm going to have to at least put a second cargo terminal down in case that other aircraft arrives and cannot park. The fuel airline, no, the BeerDrinker, you're going to go to Terminal 2. There. This way it should be fixed. Now, let me see. You're holding 24. This one is slowly but steadily waking up. The Fort Worth fuel refinery. There's just not that much demand, probably. Yeah, we're shipping it to Palm Bay, San Francisco, and Mobile. Excellent. Seriously, though, that... 13 million in one aircraft. Buying the aircraft was what, 25? Something to that tune? Yeah, 25.7. I want another one. So long as there is enough oil all the way over in the north, you can just keep getting shipments. Here, there's 110 waiting for the aircraft. This ship coming in has 100. That's not great. I think the demand is not good enough. Well, it's trying to produce as much as it possibly can. So sooner or later the Durham oil refinery is going to get upgraded, and if it doesn't go fast enough, I could go with building a second one myself. At least we'll have no shortage of oil here for the aircraft, because that's something that I wanted to make sure of. We need to have those aircraft flying full, otherwise they're not going to get up to that ridiculous 17 million. Now this is something that I found only really works with larger, or not so much larger quantities, larger distances of goods and commodities. Don't try to ship passengers from Durham all the way over to the other side of the map, because they simply won't want to go. They don't need to. They don't have any business being on the other side of the map. Now, the Nielsen Fuel Airline is arriving at... Hold on. It's arriving at the airport. There we go, 9 million. First flight. And immediately there is fuel waiting on the DOTS food supply. Which is not quite what it would be normally transporting, but I don't mind. Let's replace these with the tarpaulins. I'm going to do that with the other lines as well. Just to ensure that they're going to be more efficient. Replace. The tarpaulin can transport anything. This thing can also transport oil, fuel, and crude. The other one is what, the Dutton line? No, the Hawkz. Manage. There. These things are now going to be a little busier than normal. Hopefully by transporting or by upgrading the lines to have larger trucks, we're also going to see more demand placed on the refinery. Ooh, Martinez line is busy. Quite busy. I can transport 20, but there are 80 people waiting here. Martinez goes here, does it not? No, that's the Moore. Ah, more aircraft. Where does the Martinez line go? Oh, there. To San Francisco. Good. Replace this. I think the Mirage is fine. It can transport 57. Going with an ice on such a short distance is not a great idea. Replace it for 12 million. Now, at this point, I'm expecting... Yeah, here the Brendryen food flight and the Beerborn oil bridge. These ones are bringing in the majority of the money. 17 million and 10 million. This one, there's one empty, there's one full. And the fuel airline is probably waiting to pick up some more fuel, and it's almost ready. There was quite a bit of fuel there, but I think the Beerborn could use one more fuel order, or one more fuel aircraft. Let's see, this one's picking up food. These towns should be growing quickly. There we go, the fuel is being delivered, and with that I can expect further growth. Let's see if they have any further destinations that I'm not servicing. Spokane. All the way over there? Okay. I can make something work. It's not necessarily going to be terribly profitable, but if I can get a transport over to Spokane, I can make sure that this town continues to grow. And probably these guys too. Yeah, they also want to get to Spokane. Quite a few of them, actually. But I'm not going to go by road. I'm going to go by sea. I think we'll have to do a little bit of terraforming. I want to have a dock here. Brush size a little bigger. Because if I can get a dock here, I can get a couple of hovercraft, or even something more ridiculous out here. And that might be sufficient. Because then at least I have a way to get to Spokane. Or Spokane, I'm not exactly sure how you pronounce it. By the way, YouTube is not taking kindly to these videos. They are not getting enough views. So that's why YouTube keeps pushing them down into the algorithm. If you're enjoying these vids, please do me a small favor and like the video. Comment on it, even if you say something like commenting for the algorithm, that's enough. Because that way, at least YouTube knows, oh, hold on, people are actually watching this stuff. So just hit the like button and I would be very grateful. Alright, I need to do a road here and a dock there. A bit more landscaping. There. Now, attaching this dock is not going to be terribly easy. A passenger harbor. Can I smooth the terrain out a bit? Because that way I might be able to make it fit. I don't think I need a large dock here. One should be sufficient. Still a pretty sharp rise there. Can I smoothen that out a bit? Because then it'd be easier to make a road here. There we go. That's all that they needed. Now they're connected. So that's going to be my little hub. And over here... How am I going to get to Spokane? Well, with landscaping, of course. Flatten. We're going to give Spokane their own dock right in the middle of town. Let's see if I can make this fit. Yeah, this would do. And then attach a road to it. Medium street. We start here instead. And then loop it into the city. I'm sorry, I need that space. Doesn't quite cover nearly as much as I'd hoped. Also, over here... Well, they might be able to use this stretch. Although it's not great, but a hovercraft doesn't need much. Could work. First though, I need to set up another few buildings to ensure that people will actually go here. That's a truck unload stop, maybe use a bus stop instead. Start. There we go. Alright, who's next on the list? Miller bus line. The names that I'm using here are patrons and supporters on YouTube, people who have joined the channel as a member. So if you want to get your name into the game, you can just join the channel or become a Patreon supporter. In fact, I would prefer Patreon support. The reason being, YouTube takes a 30% cut, 30, and Patreon does not. Patreon doesn't take nearly as much of a cut when they're well, let's say when I'm using their services. This could be a nice route for a hovercraft. Just right under the bridge, smoothing it out a little there. There we go, beach restored. Okay, we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go there. That's it. So we had Miller. This is gonna be the Pest hovercraft line. And I will need to add a shipyard. There. Right. There were quite a few people willing to go there. So the most likely option is the hovercraft because it's very quick, 93. But there are plenty of other options, because why would I not want an aircraft carrier to go there? It can only transport 3,175 people. It means that I could ship all the residents of Palm Bay 5 times. So an aircraft carrier is amusing, overly expensive, and not terribly useful. An Arleigh Burke destroyer for 1,675. That too is a bit much. A small motor yacht. This could be funny. They can only transport 5, but they do 108. You know what? I just want to test this. This is one of the mods. Linked down below in the description is the overview of all the mods. Oh, look at this little thing. Hello, cutie. So you can do 108. Right? So far, I'm not impressed. It's only doing 50. What? Why are you stuck doing 49? Seriously, go faster. This is not the speed that was advertised. Motor yacht, 108. Explorer yacht for 54. 115 for a world jet? What is that even? Large. Lifespan 40 years. 550 people. 125. World jet marine. Let's have a little bit of fun. Oh, crap. You need a large dock, not a small one. I'm not sure if I can provide something like that, sir. It's going to be difficult to get that in navigable waters, I think. And even more so over here. It doesn't even see it as a useful building? Really? Why? Okay. And over here? Nope. It does not consider it a valid building. Okay, in that case, back to where you came from. We'll just get something else. Graf Zeppelin for 150, but they're fairly slow. I would rather have something that's reasonably quick. Not like these. Anything small? Yeah, the motor yacht. Alright, original plan, we're gonna go with hovercraft. 3 of them, hovercraft line. By now I've used this thing and turned it into so many different things. Used so many different ships that I'm wondering if we're going to see a lot of usage out of it. For starters, the passengers will first have to recognize that it's possible to take the train to the terminal and then use that to get all the way over there. Spokane, however, is starting to get connected. So yeah, the hovercraft line is awaiting a few people, or rather a few people are awaiting the hovercraft line. The bus is bringing 23. Interesting. Ah, here's our motor yacht. Still though, this thing is not moving as quickly as advertised. That hovercraft is. But for some reason the rest of them, not so much. Also, I think the hovercraft just got slowed down by the other 2 buildings here. There. Could you hold for a second so I can take a nice pretty picture of you? Ton of Spokane in the distance. Something like that. Alright, then as the final part of this episode, let's take a nice, comfortable ride along with this guy. First, let me put this to play. Spokane disappears behind our wake. And we're going to make our way over to the Mobile port. Wave at the passing hovercraft, which is probably empty at this point. We might even... yeah, we'll probably overtake that other motor yacht up ahead. Because it's still doing some really weird stuff. Oh, sorry, it's not a motor yacht, it's the hovercraft. But still, the motor yacht was doing 49. This thing can do 93, and it is doing 93. The motor yacht didn't have that much of a head start. Yep, that's it, up there in the distance. Oh, this needs to be addressed. It gets slowed down over the beaches here, which is unusual. I mean, it's a hovercraft. Here's the part that I smoothened out a little bit. Although this still needs a bit more smoothening. Aircraft. No. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Bird. Definitely bird. Over there to your right, the town of Mobile. You can see a few of its skyscrapers. And here's the motor yacht, which by the looks of it, we're just going to run down. Are you just going to phase through? No. Yes. We don't care about motor yachts here. You're outdated, sir. Zero regard for friendlies. With how busy that airport up ahead is, there should be an aircraft landing pretty soon. Because I got 4 flights coming in with farm stuff, food, and 1 coming in with oil, no, fuel. But it might just be 2. There it is. Aircraft up ahead. 11 o'clock low. That's definitely one of the food liners. And up ahead is our destination. We're once again getting slowed down. I wonder if we're going to see people waiting here. Have people discovered this new line? They have not. Interesting. How much is this going to yield me? $200,000. Not bad, not terrible. Destination industrial building over there, Palm Bay. Yeah, boom, it jumped again. 547 to 6, yeah, just under 600. And well, they still want to get to Spokane, but they're not going for some reason. Do we need to bring more trains? No. Ah, well. Well, I'd say this was a fairly profitable episode. We have made a substantial amount of money. 225 million. Courtesy, of course, of the the Beerborn Earl Bridge and the Nielsen Fuel Airline for 8 million. The investment was about, I think, 30 million per building, so that's 60 million plus 28 million for 2 airports, 100 million, maybe 150 million for 2 aircraft, 3 aircraft, 175. I already surpassed that. And of course the other lines are also still happily making money. So money is no longer really a concern, and well, I'm quite happy with how it's going. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you have enjoyed it. Again, do me the favor of liking it. That would really hopefully push it a bit higher into the algorithm, and that way more people can enjoy it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in a few days for the next episode. See you then.